Yeah, thanks, Di. Welcome to Yarraville. We're pretty proud of the shearing shed, so it's good to have everyone here to have a look through it. Just housekeeping, the toilets are just out there, or if they're full, there is some down at the huts, just at the end of the huts. Bit of a walk, but you'll be right. Also, I'd just like to thank the sponsors of today. That's Central West Farming Systems, the LLS, Sheep Connect, and also CSU. Without these guys, this sort of information sharing wouldn't happen, so well done for putting it all on. Okay, Yarraville. Well, my grandfather, Edwin Henry Mattiske, bought Yarraville in 1942. It was 1,942 hectares. So the main focus back then was merino wool production, short on cattle, and a small amount of cereals just for grazing and grain. He had draft horses when he first got here. And there was also a bit of irrigation for backup fodder in the dry times, from the general irrigation scheme which had just been put through. The property, when he purchased the property, it was a road and pretty tough back then. So, well, here's my grandfather there on the haypress. So back in, we'll go back now forward to 2015. The properties, we've purchased properties over the years, and currently we're sitting around 10,000 hectares. And the focus hasn't shifted really from what we did, or my grandfather started out doing way back then. It was sort of, the merino wool production is still a mainstay. The short on cattle is still in there. It's a pretty traditional operation that used to go on the good old days. Still happening today. But the cropping area's increased, just through, I guess, the the ability to get bigger machinery and so on. We've chased that path a little bit. So the wool production currently now we're doing about, we've moved up to about 600 bales a year, and that's including crutching. The adult sheep, we short 12,000 adult sheep this year, and we're pretty happy with our wool this year. We averaged 7.4 kilos over those 12,000. The micron was 19.6 average micron, and the big thing for us was the strength of 45 kilonewtons over that clip, which we were very happy with. And we're just running on Tara Park genetics, and have been for 20 years. We're very happy with them. They're still doing the job for us pretty well. Yeah, so the cropping has increased from, I guess, when I was a kid, probably we were doing about 1,200 acres of cropping, and now we're doing about 3,500 hectares. The cropping includes a lot of grazing crop, so grazing your wedge tail and oats. We're putting a fair bit of oats now as well, and just for early feed, and we've got about 800 hectares there we'll be chewing off every year, and we're looking to increase that to get these, because we're running a lot more stock, to make the management a lot easier and give us a break off our pastures, and that's been working really well. Yeah, we do a bit of irrigation as well when we've got water. We're a bit limited now, but we do lucerne through summer for lambs, and a bit of hay production, a bit of lucerne seed if we can for dryland sowing, and also we do ryegrass and clover hay when the seasons permit. We irrigate a bit of pasture, so the irrigation is more or less there to back up the livestock operation, provide excess fodder. Being that we've got a large number of stock on, we can go into dry time and know we've got a good backup plan to hold on. As we've seen, the dry times come and cause you to make some pretty hard decisions, and put a lot of effort and money into breeding, so we don't really want to be in a situation where we have to, offload breeding stock. We want to make sure we can keep those breeding stock there through a dry time. Right, the shearing shed. Well, the original shed was built here in 1865. So it's been a hub. Yeah, so it was built 1865, like the neighbour over the road here came over one day when we were getting ready to knock it down, and he was, I think, 97. He said it was built in 1865 and it used to be a depot shed. So it was built from a pine that was on the property, all milled locally, and the construction was pretty amazing how it was done back in that time. And it used to shear for about 10 months of the year, and obviously they had huts here and it would have been quite a hive of activity, and yeah, pretty amazing. So you've obviously seen this photos scrolling through. The shed had been there a long time, been added to it here and there. Had the generator power, which was becoming a bit of an issue. Causing us a bit of grief every now and then, breakdowns and so on. Funnily enough, we did run the overhead gear right till the end because we've got too many complaints. The electric motor seemed to be a bit up and down, and the shearers sort of like the overhead gear, and it was pretty good to be still going. So we needed to get a little bit bigger in scale. We'd outgrown it, and we were going to have to spend a lot of money fixing it up. Like we had to put in a few things, and we thought, it's probably putting good money after bad there. So we decided we'd go ahead, and there's a lot of issues too with shearers and staff working in the shed that we weren't comfortable with, that someone could get hurt, and we'd be responsible for that. Also, we shear in June, start in June, and we were running the trouble. We've got a little weather shed over the paddock here. We used to put sheep over there and bring them over here when it was wet, and they'd always get wet bellies and issues like that. So having trouble with storing sheep through winter. That was a real headache, and it was a long-term goal of ours to do the shed. We had my father, Brian, he's up the back there. If you want to put your hand up, Dad, been hiding up there. He built the shed, done the yards in the big bull boom in 89, 90, and they took probably 3 years to go through old timber yards, and been there for a long time as well. And so we sort of did the sheep yards, and was like, right, let's go and do the shed, and then bang, the wool price crashed, and we were back to just survival back then, and it's taken, struggled along and took quite some time to get to the point of building a new shed. So we got a fair few quotes to do the shed. About 4 companies were involved in that. We obviously went and looked at a lot of sheds and tried to get a few ideas from everyone else and work out what would work for us. So we went to decide to use a local guy who could fit in with the custom ideas we wanted to put in place. So Richard Nixon, who's here. Richard, do you want to put up your hand? He's a local guy here who we contracted to build the shed, and away we went. Obviously you saw the excavator there poking into the old one. Bit of a sad day, but that's the way things go. We took out a bit of stuff of the old sentimental stuff out of the shed, and we basically got rid of it and prepared the site in January. And the wool bins here, we were to start shearing the first week of June, and we finished them. We put shearing back a week, and we finished those the Monday night, 11 o'clock of the long weekend, and I was shearing Tuesday morning. So it was pretty intense. The deadline is pretty important to make sure you got that sorted, and we didn't really have another option up our sleeve, so we had to get it done. So just a few of the key design features we went for. One thing that the height of the grading out the back, we wanted to make sure we could walk underneath it, clean it out easier, and then that height basically set every other dimension down from there. Obviously we wanted a raised board. We didn't go for a curved board, just for simplicity, or a sawtooth board. We just wanted a straight, clean board that worked well. The job of shearing sheep hasn't got any easier. The guys there, bar the catching pens have which is what Richard did. The standard in the industry, a lot of manufacturers are doing 100mm at the back of the catching pen. This shed's got a 200mm height at the back of the catching pen, which if you go up there and pop in the catching pen and walk backwards, you'll feel it's a lot easier to drag a sheep backwards, and they all sort of stand facing uphill in that corner gate, so they're a lot easier to get hold of and get out. And we had an older shearer here, and he reckoned it was making another 30 sheep a day for him, just that easier drag. So that's probably the only thing you could make easier out of the job of shearing, you know, for those guys. But the wool room people, rousies and all that, yeah, pretty straightforward to clean, and plenty of room. 2 tables with a classing table. It's probably a little bit more expensive to run, but with a few more people, we believe, you know, you've got to give that fleece a fair bit of time on the table to make sure you're getting the right job done. Otherwise, you go down to the wool bins in Sydney and you're finding a lot of rubbish in your bin, and you know, we've seen a big difference from the old shed to the new shed in terms of the wool quality. There's been a lot more time spent on the wool, which we're pretty happy with that. Yeah, the wool room, the presses here, the cement floor, I believe that's a must if you're building a new shed. Just the fact is we've got a forklift, we bought a second-hand wool grab, and we don't need a lot of room to store wool standing on their ends anymore. We stack it up 4 high in the shed. The forklift works really well doing that, and also my father can load the truck by himself, which is pretty handy, you know, to be able to do that. It just takes a lot of labour and effort out of the job. And the wool bins, in this area here, they'll pull pins out the bottom there, and then they just all fold back against the wall. A little bit more room for storage when you're not shearing, or machinery and so on. We utilise the shed a bit for that. It was pretty, you know, pretty handy. Also, we needed a new loading race, so Richard designed and built that loading race out there, which is pretty damn good. Makes the job a lot easier. We bring our sheep up into the back of the shed to load. If it's raining and wet, the sheep are dry overnight. If you know, you can count out in pens and get the truck loaded pretty quickly. That works really well. The sheep run up into the shed, fantastic. The first time we put sheep in here, you know, well, is this going to work or not? And the width of the race and the cement, they flew up in here, and you can basically stand in the back of the yards and they'll load into the shed, and you hear the rumble stop, and you know the shed's full. So it works really well. There's also a drafting race up the top and a handling race, so we've used that for a few operations, like when it's a really windy day, we've brought sheep up in here and backline them with, you know, click and those sorts of products that on a windy day aren't real ideal to be using, so that's handy. We've done, you know, assess sheep up in there with sheep handlers. We can put a sheep handler up in the shed with the door at the back and set it up in there if need be. Yeah, so that's a bit of a quick rundown on it. Yeah, so thanks for all coming out and having a look anyway. Thank you.